Tonight's headlines are brought to you in part by Coldwell Energy and McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Sally Lemus. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. CNMI Homeland to head emergency operations on possible water endangerment on Tinian. Also tonight, 2016 travel policy allowed other officials to travel first class. And more sports events and opportunities to come for NMI Athletes. In sports, speed and strength tested on the Oleai tracks. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
Sipping on a delicious drink from McDonald's may have you thinking, what makes these drinks just hit different? Don't overthink it. Just enjoy it. It's more than a drink. It's a McDonald's drink.
Cool off this summer with McDonald's Minute Maid Slushies. Try the new Tropical Mango or returning favorite, Strawberry Watermelon for a limited time.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Half a day to the Wami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Wednesday, July 7th, 2022. The island of Tinian remains under a state of emergency after a toxic fire breaks out and is threatening to the health of residents. Homeland Security to head operations of the toxin removal soon. Tinian's water table may be jeopardized after the burning of leftover debris containing toxic chemicals dangerous and unhealthy for residents. The island was declared under a state of emergency and a debris removal operation is currently underway. CNMI's Homeland Security and Emergency Management will be spearheading the project to collect the leftover debris, test the soil, and make sure no toxins have seeped through Tinian's water table.
What we want is to finally collect all the waste that is in the site, dispose of it, and also to get the soil, take care of the soil, clean it, purify it, whatever we need to, so we can dump it back, because we want to make sure that no contaminants, toxins, or any of that sort goes into the water table, because that would be very critical.
Homeland spokesperson Claude Sellis states that the major disaster warning declaration speeds up the process of awarding the contract, which will execute the notice to proceed.
So as of now, there's a contract that is being pushed out. It's en route as of now, and we're trying to speed up the process. So the moment it's signed by all the agencies involved, we're able to communicate with the contractors so they can finally get rid of the debris that has been going on since, Super Typhoon U2. And, the sooner the better.
On June 19, a grass fire broke out and spread to a location where waste and debris from Super Typhoon U2 was gathered for disposal. A lot of the waste includes white goods, e-waste, tires, batteries, and other debris containing toxic chemicals, dangerous and unhealthy. Then Acting Governor Jude Hofschneider declared a state of emergency for Tinian and also authorized the Secretary of Finance to look into funding for the containment, mitigation, and remediation of the health threat and welfare of the people of Tinian.
The toxin, all the contaminants get to the, go into the water table. That will be really harmful to the residents of Tinian and people in it, because water, the water table, that's something that's very crucial, and that's something that the people of Tinian need.
Currently, there are no confirmed reports of contamination in the water tables. The mayor's office is currently working to contain this site and remove debris around the area. Officials from the Department of Public Works arrived on Tinian earlier today and will be meeting with the Tinian Task Force, Office of Planning and Development, and Homeland Security in the next phase for the leftover toxic ashes. The governor's defense team says the Attorney General's office published its own travel regulation allowing AG Manibusan and other officials to travel first class on flights. In the governor's response to the Commonwealth's opposition to dismiss the criminal case filed against Governor Torres, the governor's legal team continues to argue why the prosecution is selective. During the evidentiary hearing on May 31st, Attorney Victorino Torres questioned Attorney General Edward Manibusan on the 2016 travel policy published by the Office of the Attorney General. The travel policy allowed travelers whose destination requires more than a 5-hour flight be accommodated by the government in flying business class. Attorney Torres reiterated the policy to Manibusan, who responded with the word right. Manibusan also conceded that the policy is still in place and has not been amended. Attorneys Torres, Viola Alipuzu, and Anthony Uggan note that numerous other government officials have traveled on an airline ticket other than regular economy fare due to this policy. The defense team argues that Governor Torres was selectively targeted and other situated persons are not being prosecuted. They say the prosecution has not come forth with any explanation of why no other government officials have been charged, and they request the information be dismissed or the court order an evidentiary hearing on the matter. Local leaders believe unity results in success, and with the recent minigames held in the NMI, officials are looking towards a new sporting event called the Marianas Cup. Take a listen. Together we can. That is the biggest takeaway for island officials from the 2022 Northern Marianas Pacific Mini Games.
That event is, the first in our history in the Commonwealth, and it was put together during a time, one of our darkest periods in history, and not just here locally, but globally. And here we are so isolated and far away from the rest of the world, but we were able to pull it off. And we were able to pull it off because we had people in this community who focused on a vision and basically just put everything aside and focused on getting it done.
The NMI was still recovering from the aftermath of back-to-back typhoons and the COVID-19 pandemic. But according to CPA Board Chairwoman Kimberly King-Hines, it was the leadership who made the event possible.
It is, right, at a time when people think that investing in bringing in people for the mini games is a waste of money. It's making the tough decision, that tough call, because now you have the CNMI exposed as having an ability to be able to put together a large event like that. And so together we can, and we have to congratulate the governor for his foresight and his vision.
Following the accomplishment of hosting this year's Pacific Mini Games, Officials believe that the NMI is capable for more. Senior advisor Alex Sablon announces that the Northern Mariana Sports Association is currently in the works of putting together an event called the Marianas Cup.
What's next is we're looking at the Marianas Cup, an inter-region Guam CNMI annual competition that will take place between Rick Bloss, who is the ONAC and GNOC chairman, and NAMSA's President Jerry Tan and their board. They are now collaborating to provide for these games going forward.
The NMSA board's current mission is to grow and open more opportunities for NMI athletes. Sablon notes NMSA aims to fly out large delegations to next year's Micronesia Games in the Marshall Islands, Pacific Games in the Solomon Islands, and the 2025 Pacific Mini Games in Palau.
Now that we've set the bar at this stage and this level, seeing that 124 athletes medaled in every single sport, the CNMI out of 20 countries took third in total medals. The events and the opportunities are boundless for this community, and the intent will be to send a plane full of athletes to every games in the region that we have an ability to provide for.
Gas prices in the NMI are down by 15 cents. Fuel costs at the pumps are eased as local oil companies reduces prices by 15 cents. As of today, 1 gallon of regular gas on Saipan is now $6.41. Tinian followed suit late Tuesday evening, reducing 1 gallon of regular gas to $8.15. Rhoda is expected to implement the price reduction later this week. The gas price remains at $8.04. This is the third gas price rollback in the NMI this year. Coming up, 1G, 2G, and 5Gs going out to NMI medalists. Stay tuned.
Opioids are commonly prescribed drugs. They can help ease short-term pain after surgery, an accident, or illness. Common brand names include Vicodin, Demerol, OxyContin, and Percocet. Opioids can be very addictive, and they can actually change how your brain works.
Opioid misuse can lead to death.
If you are prescribed an opioid medication, talk to your doctor. Always take exactly as directed, never take higher doses, keep your medication secure, and safely dispose of unused or expired medication. It only takes a little to lose a lot.
This project was supported by a grant from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation. Contents are solely the responsibility of CHCC and do not necessarily represent the official views of the CDC or the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. Medalists from the Pacific Mini Games are to receive their cash incentives this week. The Northern Marianas Sports Association, along with Governor Ralph Torres, will be holding an appreciation event for athletes who participated in the 2022 Pacific Minigames. The governor will be announcing the cash incentives for those who medaled in the event. All gold medalists are expected to receive $5,000, silver medalists $2,500, and bronze medalists to receive $1,000. The cash incentives will be given per medal, along with another $1,000 bonus from the governor himself.
One thing's for sure, we want to treat our athletes with the highest dignity and to show them our true appreciation. We're not here to cut anybody. Again, it's an incentive program. We've never had this incentive from anywhere else, but we're happy and proud to have one for them.
Governor Torres was off island during the games, but says he was proud to return and learn that the NMI ranked third among 19 countries to bag the most medals. He says they will be looking into more opportunities for NMI athletes.
It just shows that we have much potentials here, and I've offered this during the welcoming for athletes before the mini games, that I am proposing a scholarship program for athletes. And we are working on that. And also, I've talked to Dave on how do we continue to support our athletes who go out, whether it's regional or national or other special opportunities or competition. How can the government, how can we continue to support? Because at the end, they are our ambassador. And again, they go out there, they're the best of what we have, and they raise our flag. I cannot stop emphasizing the importance of those that go, leave our island to wave our flag.
Pacific Games Council President Vijay Lakan states that the NMI has raised the bar higher in hosting these games and commends the NMI in everything from venues, accommodations, food, transportation, and hospitality.
CNMI was in its best to go out and enjoy the games. And we all watch with pride. We all rooted for our players, and we rooted no matter whether we know the players or not. It was the fact that they represented CNMI. And the best thing about it is that we welcome other countries with open arms. So to our community, and Dr. Jesus Masigiliso, for just being who you are, being a Marianas and welcoming our partners, our athletes, our coaches, and again, everyone that came here during the event, surely made the Pacific Mini Game a game to remember. So thank you.
The Athletes Appreciation event will be held Thursday night at Kensington. The Goats Gym Challenge announced winners this weekend.
66 individuals took the leap into the 8 weeks of body transformation at Gold's Gym. It's an annual event that Gold's organizes and includes boot camp and more. Estimated average body fat percentage loss this year, 4% across all the competitors. Average inches lost around the waist, 3.5 inches, and total inches lost around the waist, 160 inches. Jason says for him, coworkers were a big motivation.
My future goal is to keep going and continue with the discipline I showed during the Transformation Challenge, which I would like to thank Gold's Gym for this.
He also worked hard on changing his diet and getting some runs in.
The only thing that's constant is change. And I did well to change for the better and will continue to change for the best. Thank you.
Average weight loss per challenger, 10.7 pounds. Total weight loss for the group, 493 pounds.
This guy has lost nearly 30 pounds, estimated at 9% body fat loss, 9 inches from the waist as well. This challenger's name is Mr. Rainier Panex. Well done, Mr. Panex.
I'm proud of myself, and I didn't expect that I will win this competition.
The 22-year-old lost 30 pounds in 8 weeks. He was the men's overall winner.
So my diet is basically like fried rice diet. So it's a rice, chicken breast, mixed vegetables, then olive oil. My inspirations are my wife, my kid, and I want to be the best version of myself.
For the women, Amanda Holloway took home the top honors.
I really focused most on my diet, like the things that I was eating, trying to like avoid overly processed foods, eating mostly lean meats and like vegetables and fruits, you know, all the things that I think we know we should be doing, but kind of is difficult to implement in your day-to-day. So I just kind of found a way in my day-to-day to kind of make that happen. And then, you know, when I was able to, going to Golds, working out, on the days I wasn't able to go to Golds, I kind of just did at-home stuff. And then on rest days, did like some stretching or yoga, things like that.
Gold's Gym Challenge is a transformation contest. It's not meant to be just how much weight a person has lost. A person can burn 10 pounds of body fat and build 10 pounds of lean muscle and still weigh the same. And that really is the goal for a lot of people, to lose some body fat without losing any lean body mass or to even increase their muscle mass. And the goal now is to keep it going.
After seeing the progress I was able to make during the challenge, I'm much more motivated to push forward and continue challenging myself.
All right, don't go anywhere. Sports is up next.
All workers have the right to a safe workplace. Employers must provide a workplace that is free from recognized hazards and comply with applicable OSHA standards, including proper reporting of injuries. Training needs to be done in a language and vocabulary employees can understand, and an OSHA information poster must be displayed prominently in the workplace. Workers, you have the right to raise a safety or health concern with your employer or OSHA without being retaliated against, and request an OSHA consultation of your workplace if you believe there are unsafe or unhealthy conditions. OSHA can help. Free assistance to identify and correct hazards is available to small and medium-sized employers without citation or penalty. So look out, speak up, and stay safe. Job safety and health, it's not only good practice, it's the law. Check out OSHA.gov or call 664-3154 or 3155.
At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live.
Buenas sports fans.
The Oleai Sports Complex was filled with the fastest and strongest athletes in the Pacific region for the mini games. Team NMI rises up and brings home some wins. The NMI Athletics national team bags medals in the steeplechase, ocklathon, shot put, and women's relay race during the 2022 Pacific Minigames. Most members in the team just came back from the Oceania's Athletics Championship in Australia last month. And following another international event, these athletics tell us about their experience during these minigames.
My name is Alexander Goyamaguchi Camacho. So I've been participating in the 100 meters, the long jump, and the 4x1 so far.
And how was it?
It was pretty exhilarating. Like, the competition was so amazing, and they were so fast too, and it's been so great to run against them and stuff like that. And yeah, I had fun.
My name is Caitlin Travis, and I competed in 800 3K, which is steeplechase, and the 4x400 relay.
Tell us about your experience in the race.
It was a great experience, and it was actually my first time competing in this big event. So yeah.
My name is Maria Gato. I've been competing in the 100, 200, and the relay, 4x1.
And tell us, how's your experience so far?
It's really fun and exciting.
Is there anything that you've learned in these competitions?
It's just very humbling, to be here.
Ron Snyder, head coach for the NMI Athletics national team, is very proud and happy with his athletes.
So it's been an amazing competition. I'd really like to thank the OAA staff. They've been amazing. Every time I've been to an OAA event, it's so smoothly run, everything on time. It's beautiful to participate in that. Our team is young. We didn't have our track for most of the time, but we've done amazing. We've gotten several medals, lots of PBs, and I'm very proud of them all.
Hey, golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time, and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week.
Hi, I'm Dre, one of the personal trainers here at Goat's Gym, and today we're going to show you a Bulgarian split squat, a fantastic lower body exercise that should be a main staple in your training. Now the first thing we want to address is the rear foot placement. Now whether it's toes on or toes off, just find what's comfortable for you. The bigger issue we want to tackle is the height of the box or bench. You see, when you set up on a box or a bench that's too high, that inherently puts an aggressive stretch on the front of your hip. Oftentimes that sensation will take away from the working leg, the leg that's on the floor. And when you start to add load in this faulty position, you're bound to run into some problems, particularly if you got some mobility restrictions. So Jamila's gonna set up, she's gonna descend with control, and from there just stand tall.
And for the KSPN weather report, partly sunny with isolated showers, east wind 10 to 13 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy with isolated showers, southeast wind 7 to 13 miles per hour. High 88, low 78, and 88% humidity. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with scattered showers, southeast wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. High 87, low 78. The marine forecast, mainly moderate winds, will prevail through Thursday night, becoming gentle to moderate for Friday through the weekend. East wind 10 to 15 knots, wind waves 2 to 3 feet, east swell 3 feet. Sunrise will be at 5:51 a.m., high tide 11:52 a.m., low tide 6:30 p.m., and the sunset, you can catch that at 6:50 7:51 p.m. And there you go, Marianas. That is your midweek edition of the news, sports, and weather. As always, we appreciate your tuning in to the Channel 2 News. Have a great night, a great Thursday, and we'll see you back here on Friday.